Another little incident here for our Comedy of Errors playlist. This has been an ongoing project called Apartment Number 4 Renovation. I did, I think, showcase this situation where I went and got a beauty, a new set of escutcheon and faucet covers and stuff like that, but that did not work with the hard-lined half of the mixer valve, so I had to cut the wall open here, and I'm still actually dressing that. This never had a vent, and I was okay with that because this room actually is in the other apartment. This is the wall that separates the two longitudinally here in the building, and then all of a sudden there's a big room from this apartment between their bathroom and kitchen. You have to go down a hall, and this bathroom is basically in the other apartment. So I was thinking one of the things I want to do the next time I renovate to change some things around is move the bathroom for this apartment into this space here, cut down through there and square out this corner, put the bathroom there with a door, and the bedroom is still here with the door to the bedroom being there, and that would make more sense again. So I wasn't getting real crazy here. I left the tub, we had the free toilet, and all the hardware could be migrated over. But I just rolled into the drain here with no vent, and really that'll cause some problems. And what happened was I had spent so much time, I think one of the early episodes in that playlist, talking about what was necessary here. I made an access hole to do this plumbing that actually gets covered with the vanity, and I thought I was so clever. I'll do everything through that, and then we'll just put the vanity there. I won't have to disrupt this wall. Well, the best laid plans. Where are those pieces? I bought a faucet that had an aesthetic where the mixing valve was outside the wall. So hot water came out here, cold water came out there. This is what was up in the wall. A drop ear mounted to the framing with a short pipe nipple coming out for each temperature water, and then mixing valve was out here, and your tap handles were there, and the faucet came off of that. Well, at the last minute we went with everything brushed nickel in here, and that had been chrome because everything in the tub was chrome. So changing my mind slowly, deciding to change everything in this to brushed nickel screwed me, so I had to cut this open here, and then I wanted to finally replace this faucet, so the only one that I really liked had a mixing valve that actually has to be in the wall, so that entire 8-inch center to center assembly has got to be right back behind, so that you just have a separate, what looks like a separate handle for hot, for cold, and a spigot for the water that comes out mixed. So I was going to have to cut this open and work in here to install that, and it didn't really dawn on me. I've covered everything up here, but that situation didn't dawn on me until the parts arrived, and I pulled them out of the box and was talking about it with somebody, and went, oh shit. So these came back out. I so carefully put these drop ears on the end of the packs and fed it up in the wall and reached through the hole to mount them, and then threaded in the pipe and farted all around with that back a couple months ago, because this renovation has kind of been moving slowly. And I undid it all today. And while I was in there, I vented this out. So we went into a sanitary tee, an ordinary elbow, a vent elbow, and we went up and out of here. In the process of drilling, I laid out the hole for the vent incorrectly. As you can see here, I ended up drilling right down into the crown mold, which really pissed me off. I went up, and I thought that the stack for this fan unit came right off the center of it, so I carefully located the center, made my measurements over to the wall and over there, went up and laid that out to drill, and lo and behold, there's like an elbow that runs over and up again for this vent. So that screwed me all up. Measuring from that on the other side screwed me all up here, made me too far over and too close, and I ruined the crown. I'll have to repair it, but I got the job done here, and we got it all ran down, and so now our fluid goes down, and it can draw air the moment it rolls over, and it'll really go and disappear quickly, which will be nice. The cut that I made, I took both verticals up to behind where the mirror hangs, so the horizontal will actually, I'll do a decent job patching this, but your eye won't, it's a little trick. I wanted to keep from being able to see all three sides of the access hole that was cut. It's the same piece that came out of there, it's, you know, I had to put some scabs on both edges to catch it, cleats to hold it, and I'm going to do a real light job of repair. But basically then the mirror comes in over the top, and you just have a couple verticals to either side of the faucet, and hopefully we can get those to disappear, touch them up with a little paint. But the mix valve is all ready here for the hardware now. So spent all day, instead of making progress, I mean technically it's progress, but it kind of feels like working backwards, so, but it has to be done. And then we got we omitted this closet, which I showed in another video, but this there was a small closet here behind this door. It was just a piece of shit right next to the chimney, and the homosote that the walls were made of were just kind of tacked here and there, and the ceiling was hanging down real low in there. There was nothing for it. It couldn't really be fixed, so we're still working here, but I stretched the baseboard. We have a little more caulk to do, but then I just, you know, put beadboard over it, and after I filled it with drywall and a little bit of framing. But so basically this room, neither bedroom has a closet now, so you'll just have to have a wardrobe or something, but I think it's much easier. It didn't go too quick, or it didn't go too slowly. It was a quick and easy fix rather than trying to finish the whole inside of that closet, which would have been nice, but would have been tons of work. Okay, well, we're back on track now. We're gonna wipe that off with some Windex and get a coat of patch on it and probably touch that up somehow too. I may have to squirt some. There's a hole all the way down to there now where it comes out. I may have to squirt some construction adhesive up first to create a substrate that's a little bit shy of the surface, and then I can resculpt the surface of the coping, or the cove molding. Resculpt that cove profile. Should go pretty easy, no problem. But of course, then it'll need touch up paint, and there's another hour or two there. Try not to make mistakes. Oh, we're doing like a colonial, imperial kind of motif throughout this place. We've got some fans kind of in that vein. Everything else is kind of in that vein. This like gingerbread here, we kept thinking it was neat that it was original and stuff, but I've kind of run out of steam, especially with all the contrast that it has now. Come on. It just doesn't look right up here. So I found this pre-finished thin piece of real wood. I don't know, it was bigger than this. I cut it down, but I'm just going to, it kind of goes with the coloration on the top of the island here, whatever, and the shades and the fan. But then I'm going to drop a piece of crown molding in that obscures this shape, and we'll paint the crown blue and leave this to be natural. And I like that it was thin because it kind of keeps some of this overhead height that we had in this little cubby area. And I think that's really gonna bring this kitchen in for a landing. That's been just driving me nuts. That shape just doesn't work for us in here. This is the part that takes forever. It's little things, but there's a million of them. And if you're not careful, you can make 1 into 2 and 2 into 4, and it just spirals. So, but we're getting there. All right, we'll see you. Thanks for watching.